The most important thing now that you should know is that in this is chapter 2, which is talking about brand management. And in chapter 1, as I said, it was just an introductory chapter. The main focus of chapter 1 was just to give an overview about what is IMC, the importance of IMC, and talking about the current trends and current challenges that this communication world and the marketers are facing, and many other things that are related to giving a ground to the topic, about what we're going to talk about and what we will be studying, inshallah, throughout the trip. The second chapter is about brand management, and sometimes students are curious. They say, oh, Doctor, why are we studying the brand management and marketing management and marketing topics when we are coming here to talk about communication? We're supposed to be talking about integrated marketing communications. And as I said before, a very important thing that you should know, if you don't know marketing very well, strategy and planning, you won't be able to know how advertising or how communication works. Okay, this is the rule. So we cannot just jump and talk about media and tools and talk about the writing media objectives and talking about media placing, media buying, media planning, and so on the promotional mix tools and the huge variety that we have, without understanding, first of all, who we are. You have to understand, first of all, who you are. Okay, that's extremely, extremely important. What is your promise? I'm talking, of course, about the brand. What is your promise? What is your personality? Who you are and who you are not? Who are your customers? What are their characteristics? You have to know these things first, and then you start planning and thinking about how you can communicate to them whatever you want. How is the brand image that you want to communicate to them? But first of all, the starting point is who you are as a brand. So this is what we're talking about in this chapter, which is brand management. The book starts by a very interesting example of a restaurant that we all know, which is Applebee's. Any of you have been to Applebee's lately in Qatar? Huh?
It has been a while. So now, yeah.
Not in a while?
No, not recently.
Not recently. Yeah.
Since Corona, I didn't go.
Okay. Applebee's is an American restaurant. It's owned by a company called DineEquity. Actually, the book talks about Applebee's as a brand, as an American brand. It's been there for a while. However, in 2008, the market in the United States has changed. The eating habits, the outdoor or dining out habits for the American consumer has changed. During 2008, there was a kind of a recession, or what we call kasad. And there was some economic problems, and people started to think about going out for dinner and stuff like this in a different way. They want to look at cheaper options, places that they can have not fast food, and at the same time not very much formal and fine dining, where they have to dress up and look, smart and go and so on. Something in between, what we call like casual dining. And Applebee's is one of the restaurants that presents this formula. But originally, it wasn't really like that. So the company DineEquity decided to purchase the restaurant of Applebee's and also give it a new look in the market, a new brand image. Actually, not very new. They wanted to polish the image to make it look more casual and look more appealing to the young generation, and have less expensive options for dining out to match what's happening with the American consumer in terms of changing their habits in dining out and so on. So they played on the 4 Ps. They made changes in their product. They made changes in their price. In product, they added more menu items. They made more interesting options in their menu. The pricing, they made very competitive pricing from low to average pricing, so it can be accessible for the middle class American. They also, and for families, they also, in terms of the place, they changed the decoration and the atmosphere in the place to make it more friendly, more casual, more inviting. Even the personnel themselves who are working there, they were trained to look different, to be more oriented towards interacting with the customers and so on. And the nice thing, they did some events and stuff like that. They used IMC in terms of promotions or communication. They used IMC to be able to rejuvenize or rejuvenate, I'm sorry, the brand. What is rejuvenate the brand? We're going to be talking about it now. Rejuvenate is not changing the brand image, and it is not maintaining the current brand image. It's actually keeping the old image with a twist of new, or with a twist of modernity, or with a twist of giving it a new look, but not really changing the image. Okay, like what Nokia is trying to do now. You know Nokia phones, Nokia. Okay, what are they trying to do now? Maintain their image that they used to have, or rejuvenate it, give it a new look, or totally change it? What do you think? Yalla, I want to hear
I
it.
would say they have to completely basically they have to really redefine the whole like their whole brand, because everyone now like puts like links Nokia to like old basically, so they have to like redefine them the market. I mean, redefine their products, make everything seem new and fresh and everything like that. So I think yeah, they would have to change everything basically.
You think they will have to change? With what we're talking about, Muaz, is I respect, of course, your point of view. What we're talking about, Muaz, we are talking about the brand image, the meaning of the brand, the essence of the brand. Does Nokia have a bad reputation originally, or did it suffer from a bad reputation originally?
Back in the days, no, but now it's
No.
as I'm saying now, it's like it's more of an old school basically. People now consider it
Now
as
it's struggling. I agree with it's struggling to come back. It's struggling because actually it was late. It was a market leader for many years. I remember in the early 90s, actually mid 90s, sorry, I was working in a marketing research agency in Kuwait. And I was doing a study about syndicated mobile phones. Number one by far was Nokia. This was in 1997. This was in 1997. Nokia was number one by far. Okay, it always had a great reputation. I would disagree with you now is that it shouldn't change completely its brand image because it had a good heritage. Some people, and especially that people are now having the wave of the nostalgic wave of wanting to go back to his to things that remind them of good memories and good things. Many consumers now are going through these things. So actually, okay, but actually it failed. It's not easy to rejuvenate the brand, by the way, and it's not easy at all to change the brand image. Look what QTEL was trying to do when it changed to Orido. This is a good example of a change in brand image, total change, total comeback. Nokia is keeping its colors, it's keeping its brand essence, it's keeping the meanings. However, it should rejuvenate Muaz in a better way. I don't think they do it in the right way. That's why they are still suffering. Also, bear in mind that the big tycoons and big market leaders and conglomerates like Samsung and Apple we're not giving a chance for anybody else to sneak in. Even those who are coming in, like Oppo, like Lenovo, like Huawei, like whatever these phones, okay, they're doing good job, but still, they are struggling in front of Samsung and Apple, and specifically Apple. Apple is somewhere, really, we're going to see now a video to see how the brand value of Apple has transformed from year 2000 2020. In 10 years, in 20 years, a huge transformation has happened in the value of the brand. And of course, it's because of the iPhone. Anyway, it's a debate whether they should rejuvenate or change or maintain. However, it's important to know that as a marketeer, you have these options. Applebee's chose to rejuvenate the brand image. They got in an agency. They even they used IMC. They used different kinds of tools to deliver one consistent, defined message to its target market, using different marketing tools in the right time, at the right place, in the right way. They did some events and things like girls' night out. They had a whole day just dedicated for ladies and girls to enjoy and to have fun inside the store. Yeah, and really they exerted an effort to bring the brand back in a different and a new look, but at the same time holding on to the heritage of Applebee's in being an interesting and I want to say good quality restaurant that Americans have good memories with. So anyway, that was the opening example for Applebee's. Okay, let's go here. When you have a look at this interesting ad for Kraft cheese, you can all see it. What's the brand image that you articulate in your mind, or picture in your mind, or mirror here? What's the brand image that you get about the brand? Huh? Anybody?
For Applebee's?
Yeah. No, this is not for Applebee's, it's for Kraft. You don't see it?
Doctor, with this image?
Yes, this is an ad for Kraft cheese.
Yeah, okay, with this image, I would think unhealthy, because they seem to use a lot of foods that are associated with the processed foods, like burgers, cheese, this type of
Yeah,
yellow cheese.
for you, it's unhealthy. Okay, you don't go and eat any kind of food in, outdoor, or you don't eat burgers, Salman? You don't like burgers?
No, I prefer not to eat processed food.
Okay, so Salman is a unique kind of customer. Let me talk to a normal customer, please. I want someone who is like, to just eat anything, go anywhere, no problem. What do you think when you see this image? Huh? Other than Salman, yeah. Salman is a special case.
Tasty.
What do you think of Kraft? Of Kraft, tasty. Look at the cheese. Come on, this is an ad not for the burger, it's for the cheese of Kraft. Look at how the cheese is melted inside the burger. Usually, when you see the cheese melted in this way, it means that it's fresh, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what they're trying to send to us. Is that they are using. By the way, Kraft don't use artificial flavors in their cheese. Kraft is one of the leading dairy companies in the world. Kraft bought Cadbury some 10 or 15 years ago. Cadbury is a huge company as well. Kraft bought it. Yani they acquired Cadbury. This is how huge this conglomerate is. Kraft is a huge company, very, very positive and strong brand image in the market. And this is one of its interesting. I like the headline of the ad. Make something unrivaled. It means it's unbeatable. You can't beat that. Look at the patty that he's telling you what. Put the slice inside the patty for a whole new cheeseburger. Yani it transforms your burger. Once you put the cheese with the burger, it transforms your burger, giving it a different taste. And down it says always made with milk and no artificial flavors. So this is the image, the brand image that Kraft Food is trying to send to us is a brand that takes care of quality, that takes care of our health, that takes care of using natural ingredients, and so on. And the way that it pictures the execution is very. I talked to you before about the execution. I told you creativity and execution is very important. Look at the way that it writes its taglines of the ad. Put the slice inside. Look how it writes the word put, and look how it writes the word inside. Look the caps on the important words that you want to stress on. This is what we call advertising language. Like the campaign for Eat More Chicken. Remember how they wrote Eat More Chicken?
Yes.
This
Yes.
is what we call advertising language. Execution is just as important as the ad or the idea itself. So this is another interesting and successful example for Kraft Foods, which is one of the companies that are leading in the dairy business and in the other kinds of products as well. Which brings us to a very important conversation and I would say information about building brands or components of a brand image. At the end of the day, brand image is the essence or the meaning of the brand. It is what you want to see and what the consumers, what you want your consumers to feel about you. It has your promise, it has your personality, it has your presence. Okay, the brand image of McDonald's, for example, is what is sometimes I'm loving it. People go there to feel happy. People go there to have fun. They never talk about things that are tangible too much. Sometimes they have the walk-in kitchen. You can go in the kitchen in the background and see what's happening and see how the burger is made and see okay, that's nice. But the main essence of the brand is focusing on the fun associated with going to McDonald's, the colors, the ideas, the variety in the menu and so on. Is it resting more on tangible elements as a brand or intangible elements? What do you think? Is it focusing more? Is McDonald's focusing more on tangible elements or intangible elements? Huh?
Tangible.
I think for McDonald's it's tangible.
Tangible?
Tangible.
For McDonald's. Yes.
The fun that kids have when they go to
It's
McDonald's is tangible.
intangible, I think.
Intangible.
Intangible. Of course, I totally agree. Yes, it's intangible. Think about it. It's all about the fun. It's all about the enjoyment that you have. It's all about the lovely feeling when you taste the burger or taste what or bring the food that you like or sit in the atmosphere and have fun and so on. Starbucks is very concerned about everything surrounding the coffee rather than the coffee itself. Yani they are okay, the coffee is important, everything, but look at how they are really obsessed or overwhelmed with everything else. The process of Starbucks, the way that you are getting seated, the way that you get your coffee, how your name is written on the coffee, it's the experience of Starbucks. The same thing, this is what Applebee's did. They're focusing on the experience that the consumer gets inside the store. This experience is intangible. This feeling is intangible. The employees are tangible, but the way that they deal with you is intangible. The attitude that they have, the beliefs that they have, okay, the feelings that they want you to get is intangible. So you understand the difference between the two? The employee himself, the way that he looks, his uniform, this is something totally tangible, of course, right? But the way that they deal with you as a customer inside the store is what?
Intangible.
Intangible.
And this is really what you will take with you, right? You won't remember maybe the person who was waitering you or whatever, but you remember how he treated you.
I will remember the good
So-
service.
Yes, it will
So
really,
basically-
it will really build some sort of meaning for you. And this place, yes, the people they have are nice. They treat you in a nice way. It's very warm atmosphere. I love going there to have dinner. I love going there for lunch. Okay, you like the food as well, but everything surrounding the food is becoming more and more and more important to the customer. Are we moving more in brand building towards integrating intangible elements or tangible elements? That's the big question. The big names now, the leading names like Apple, like Amazon, like Google, like Coca-Cola, like McDonald's, like BMW, like Mercedes, all these big names in the market, like Facebook, and so on. They have been successful because they managed to sustain intangible brand meanings and essence with their customers. Apple or iPhone until now, what's the tagline for it? Think different. What has this got to do with the features of the phone? The tangible features of the phone and using the phone. All smartphones are basically delivering the same options now and the same features, but you like and you love Apple. You like to have it in your hand. You like to hold it. You like your friends to see you with the phone. It gives you some sort of social acceptance. It gives you some sort of self-confidence. You have some sort of comfort using these buttons. Some people say the same thing about Samsung and so on. It's all the intangible feelings and meanings that are coming and the emotions that are driven from the intangible elements of the brand. Okay, that doesn't mean that the tangible elements are not important. They are, but they have become basic and they have become easily imitated. I can easily imitate your logo and easily imitate your product. This is the trap that Nokia and BlackBerry fell in. BlackBerry in the 90s, in the early 90s, they had the revolution in technology. They were the first company to have the instant messaging, the BBM. You weren't born in this time. This is when I was still teaching back in my home. And I had all the students inside the class, BBM, BBM, BBM. What's BBM? BlackBerry Messenger. They're the ones who revolutionized this idea. There was no WhatsApp, there was nothing. Okay, where is BlackBerry now?
Dead.
It's dead. It's not even there anymore.
No emotional attachment with the brand. You know what? Because Nokia had some emotional attachment with their customers, it was capable of coming back now. You understand me? Because Nokia had also some intangible elements in its brand image and some people, I am one of the people who is very, very emotionally attached to Nokia. If Nokia comes back strongly, I will definitely go for Nokia. It has lovely back memories for me from since that phone, the banana phone that opens like this and so on. Yeah, and there is a lot of things about Nokia. Okay, but it's still about being struggling and challenging to come back, especially given the competition and that already there are big market leaders that are hardly giving shelf space to other brands and so on. But maybe it will come back. And I'm telling you, maybe it's holding on until now compared to BlackBerry because of the intangible elements that it integrates in its brand identity and equity and image from day one. So now you understand the tangible and of course a brand contains the both, but to be able to be sustained and continue, and also something else. Intangible elements are those that drive emotions and create emotional attachments between the brand and and the customers are the target market. And emotions is the gateway for brand loyalty. It's the gateway, and brand loyalty is a very important element if you want to increase your brand value in the market. So it's a chain effect. You have to have to create this emotional and physiological attachment with the brand. That's very important, extremely important. And then you start moving on to increase your batch or the number of your loyal customers. And then you start moving on to be able to increase your brand value. Brand value, brand equity will not increase overnight. Building brands takes years. It took Nokia 20 years to be Nokia. Apple, it took Apple only 6-7 years for the iPhone, all this. Why? Because they came in the era of technology, in the area of social media, in the era of speed, that things can happen quickly, but they also managed to do it in the right way. They also managed to do it in the right way and to define themselves differently in the market from day one. The brand image and the promise and identity of Apple is very clear from day one. Okay, and this is what makes it successful and apart from other brands in the market. So that's about the intangible and tangible elements. Why are we talking about this? Because remember, when it comes to INC, try to rest on intangible elements to communicate or messages. Like, for example, Coca-Cola, their last campaign, happiness. Is happiness tangible? Coca-Cola is giving you happiness. Is it tangible? And then Coca-Cola, that's not tangible. And then Coca-Cola, the last campaign, taste the feeling. How can you taste the feeling? Is it tangible? Of course not. Not. Okay, you understand me? A Starbucks, like more than just coffee. Yes, it's really more than just coffee. It's everything else surrounding the coffee. I just love to go to Starbucks. It's becoming a culture. Part of the popular culture is to go to Starbucks and to be at Starbucks and to enjoy the experience of Starbucks and so on. Right. What is the importance of the brand image or the role of the brand image from two different perspectives? From the consumer perspective and from the marketers or the company's perspective. For the consumer, the brand image, it makes life easier for the consumer. As I said, I was just giving the example of Apple and iPhone. Social acceptance, psychological reinforcement, reducing the search time, you know what you want. Imagine, for example, you go to buy some tea from the supermarket or something, and then you find the shelf tea, no names. How will you choose the brand that you like? It will be very difficult. It will take ages. So brands make life easier for consumers. No, of course, this is well known. Lipton, okay, get it. خلاص. You know, there's a promise behind the brand. There is a promise for quality, for a specific kind of performance, okay, and so on, that matches your needs, and so on. So it gives you also positive assurance. It gives you some sort of credibility that you're buying something that you know you can come back and make a complaint or get whatever you want. And if something is not right, yeah, there's many assurances about it and benefits from the consumer, of course, point of view. Salman, what do you want to say? Go ahead. Salman, why don't you open your camera?
Yeah, I was just saying, Doctor, about Starbucks, about making the consumer feel familiar at Starbucks. I think the owner, he wrote a book a few years ago, and a part of making the customer feel at home at Starbucks was that they would make the employees repeat the customer's name at least 3 times. Because when you order coffee at Starbucks, they're gonna ask you for your name, and then they write it down, so it makes you feel at home and that you're appreciated.
Yes, of course. It's part. Yes, it's part of this. Is also intangibility, Salman. Salman, please, next time you have to open your camera. Okay. أكتب نوت عندي. Salman, open your camera. Right. And the rest of the class, of course, يعني. Okay, and I'm giving you chances about this camera. بعد كده it will be problems. Let's look at this slide. Top 10 corporate global brands. This is for 2020. Save it until we're gonna go and watch a video together, okay, about the top brands and how they have transformed from the year 2000 to the year 2020. As you can see, the most observable thing about what is the most observable thing about the top 10 brands for 2020? What's the most observable thing? Look at it.
The logo? logo maybe?
Sorry, Abdullah, are you
Logo.
talking? The what? The
Hamza.
logo? Hamza, okay. Yeah.
And maybe the slogan.
Guys, please, if you open the cameras, it will be much easier for me to know who is talking.
Miss, my
I
camera is
don't know
open.
what is your problem with the Hamza? I don't have
Yes,
Hamza
my
in the class.
Muhammad Hamza.
Muhammad. Yes, Muhammad. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Muhammad.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see.
I was saying, like when you look at the top brands, you look at their logo, like the
No, you didn't get my question. My question is that these are the top 10 most valuable brands for 2020. What's the most observable thing about them?
most of the.
Look at them. Who are they? Come on, guys.
I
What's
think
wrong with
that
this?
I think that because most of them are tech companies.
Yes, bravo, ya Mubarak. Bravo. Also, next time you have to open your camera. Yes, yes. Yes, exactly. They are mostly high tech. Only maybe two, also Chinese brands. One is a bank, and the other is an insurance company. They hit the top. This was really surprising, really, in the rankings for this year, for last year. Is that having two different Chinese brands. From a company perspective, of course, there are many amount of benefits that they can have from having a brand image. Extension of feelings, of course, to new products. Of course, the most important benefit for the brand image to be positive and strong for any company is the brand loyalty, is the consumer loyalty. I need the loyalty. The brand image, once I reinforce it, once I maintain it in the market, once I keep it, it will have, look at what Coca-Cola, where it is because of the loyalty. McDonald's, Apple, Mercedes, BMW, Microsoft, Google, you will see Amazon, because of the strong brand image, they are building on it, they are maintaining it. Sometimes they have to rejuvenate it, like exactly what Applebee's has done and other brands, and so on, until they are reaching the highest levels of brand loyalty. The more brand loyalty, the more the brand value will be. So it is also good for attracting high quality employees. And if you have a strong name, and who many people want to work in Procter & Gamble. What's Procter & Gamble? Do you know Procter & Gamble? Have you heard about this company before?
I think
If
they
you
are.
haven't heard about it, I don't know, but I don't know who you have been taking marketing with really at the university. I don't believe that you don't know Procter & Gamble. It's a big shock for me. You don't know Procter & Gamble? Nobody knows it? You don't know P&G? P&G is the number one fast-moving consumer goods company in the world.
Are they a clothing company, I think?
Clothing? No, not a clothing company. Procter & Gamble is the number one. Tamim, close your mic. Your mic is not proper. Procter & Gamble is the number one fast-moving consumer company in the world, FMCG. Go home today, now, after we finish the class, and check the brands that you have at home from Procter & Gamble. Ariel or Tide for the washing detergents. Fairy for the washing the dishes. Camay for the soap. Toothbrush, Crest for the toothpaste. What are you talking about? There is no house on earth that doesn't have at least one or two brands from P&G. You're also talking about who doesn't dream to work in P&G? You know, if you work in P&G, you're priced as an employee in the market. Once you go in, once you go out, your price will increase as an employee in the employment market, in the recruitment market. P&G is top fast-moving consumer goods. I'm shocked that you don't know this yet. You should have talked about the many courses that you've studied before. Marketing management, international marketing. I don't know how you didn't talk about these companies before. P&G and Unilever are the top, especially P&G. P&G is the best company in the world that's capable of transforming ideas in the factory into brands in the market. Can you imagine this? Number one company in the world in doing that, in transforming a brand, a product in the factory into a brand in the market. And also the fastest one. They have, they are brand builders. Pampers, Gillette, the shaving Procter & Gamble. Come on, go see. Go to your homes today. Everybody has to get me at least 3 or 4 brands for P&G at their house. And maybe we'll find more. Okay? Tamam? So, of course, yeah, this is the strength of having a strong brand image. Now, okay, now what we're gonna do, we stop here to talk about important thing. In your projects, once we choose the brand that you will be dealing with for your IMC plans, before deciding what you are going to do with the brand image, okay, you have to first evaluate the current brand image. This is why the first step that you're going to do after you start the project, as soon as you start the project, is marketing research. You have to do something. This is why, yeah, Muaz, I don't know where is Muaz. He disappeared again. Where are you, Muaz?
I'm still here. I'm just listening because everyone has been answering pretty well. Like when I want to answer, everyone just answers right away. So I just have been listening.
You need to, I'm happy that you listen. You need to do some marketing research. This is why I was mad in the beginning, Muaz, and I'm telling you guys are late, because I know that you're going to get stuck inside. Okay, because I know the project and I know how big it is and I know the requirements for the project. That's why I want to start marketing research as soon as possible, before it's too late. Because in the 6th week, you have what we call a progress presentation. And this progress presentation will include the outcome of your marketing research and a component of the marketing brief. Okay, so please, move faster, okay, because we need to start on our marketing research. The first step in your project is the marketing research. Marketing research about what? About the current brand image of the brand that you chose to work and to make the IMIC plan for. You have to ask customers. You have to ask non-customers. What do they think of the brand? Why do they like it? Why they dislike it? What are the factors that affect their purchasing decision to buy it? And so on. Tamam? Is there any strategic advantage, or can it be, can you come up with a competitive advantage or strategic advantage for the brand that you can sustain in your image later on? You have to collect quantitative and qualitative data. And then once you evaluate, the first step is to evaluate. Second step, you have to decide which way will you go in your IMC plans. Which path shall you take? Are you going to maintain your current brand image? Keep the current brand image as it is because it's good. Just make it even more clearer, or make it even more, reminding the consumers that you are here and so on. Or are you going to do like Applebee's and rejuvenate the image, keeping your old, but at the same time trying to attract new customers and trying to keep your old heritage, but at the same time giving it a new look of modernity and to attract new customers and sell new products and so on. Exactly what Applebee's did. And what Nokia is trying to do now. Taban, the first one, you're going to tell me, doctor, who is doing the first one? Coca-Cola, all the top names. Orido, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Sony, all the big names. All the market leaders are doing this. They are doing campaigns to maintain their current image and to maintain what they are doing and to stay in the market. That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. That's what they're working on. Okay. Or are you going to rejuvenate your image? Are you going to give a twist of new look, polish your brand image? So the key here is to remain consistent with your old essence for the brand, like the positive heritage, for example, that Nokia has, and at the same time giving it a new look to be able to be compatible with the changes happening in the market and so on. Of course, the hardest, وطبعا هنا some tips on how to be successful in your rejuvenation for your brand image. The toughest one is what Q-Tel did, is to change the image completely. New is being from brand image of Q-Tel being Orido, being from a local brand to a global brand, changing the image. I don't want people to perceive Uridu as a local brand anymore. خلاص. I am a global brand. And this is the toughest path that you can take. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to. You don't have a choice. And طبعا it begins internally with the people who are working for it. They have to have the belief and courage that there has to be a change. Okay, is this clear? One of the brands that rejuvenate also is Pepsi. You know, Pepsi has an internal company policy that every 4 years they make some updates and changes in the design of their logo. They don't change the colors. They keep the essence of the logo, but they change the formatting of the design. Like, for example, some touch of modernity. But sometimes now, for example, they went back to classic. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, the classic logo, the one that we used to see a long time ago. And then they keep rejuvenating every 4 years, reflecting the image and what is happening inside the market and so on. So these are the 3 parts. Anybody has any questions so far? Huh? Everything is clear?
All
It's
clear.
okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
I want to show you, I want to show you, but this is going to be our last part we're going to be talking about today, which is how to choose the names for the brands and so on. There's different schools of thought. Some people use the overt names. Overt names is a school for that reveals what a company does. يعني very straightforward. يعني عايز اقول open names, like for example Qatar Airways. It's very obvious what the company does, right? American Airlines. It's very obvious what the company does. تمام. Other types of طبعا هنا we're talking about, because naturally speaking is when we talk about brand building and brand image and so on, we also have to consider the brand components. One of the main components of the brand is the name and the logo, right? And the associations associated with this, the URLs, the social media accounts, all this stuff is forming the brand identity and the brand image. It's all part of the image. So this is one school of thought. Another school of thought is the implied names, which contains a word or parts, or word parts that convey what the company is. Like, for example, FedEx. It's very obvious that from the name that it is express, something fast. FedEx, you know, X usually gives me this implication. Give me another example of implied names, if you can think about any. That have some words or convey what the company does. Not completely, but some. What else other than FedEx? Can anybody guess? Aramex, على فكرة, is the same. برضو in talking about the speed, the mail speed and all that. What else? Can you give me an example of an implied name? Come on. Another school of thought, but think about it later yet. Another school for corporate names is conceptual names. It captures, of course, the essence of what the company offers. But this is like Twitter. Basically, what happens in Twitter, you tweet. I would say also that Coca-Cola is a conceptual name because it sells Coca-Cola. Okay. The last one is the iconistic names, which is the trendy ones now, like Apple, Nike. You are the one who is creating the meaning and creating the whole concept behind it. It's unique, it's different, and it doesn't have any kind of idea about what you're delivering. But you are the one who create the meaning and create the essence from associating the name with your products and brands and so on. So this is quickly كده the different schools of thought when it comes to choosing brand names. Other bonus slides are about origins of some corporate, and Google, for example, what's the origins of Google, Lego, Reebok, Skype, Verizon, Volkswagen, Yahoo, some information. If you want to make a logo or a brand name, make sure that it covers, it's easy recognizable, of course, familiar. I would add to this also being simple, clear, don't make it long. It has to be also, by the way, now it has to be mobile friendly, it has to be social media friendly. Take care, if you're opening a business now, make sure that your logo and your name are mobile friendly and social media friendly. When I put it on I can put it easily on social media, and I can put it on a mobile phone, like in website or something. It can open and I can see it. It doesn't have any distortion. The dimensions are okay, and so on. But I would say a successful logo is one that I can put on a pencil, See, small pencil or a pen, and also I can put on a 5x5 big outdoor banner. That's a successful logo. Remember that, okay? Clear? تمام؟ طيب, I will stop here. طبعا هنا also it's a bonus slide showing you some of the oldest logos. And most of them are still successful until now. I will stop here because I want you to see the video. I want you to see the video for the brands, the transformation of brand value from 2000 to 2020. Okay, so just 1 second. Sorry.
Need a professional web?
Okay, let me open the let me share my screen. Okay, this is the final thing we're going to be seeing today, which is the, tell me what you think about it, also to see the world, what's happening to the world around us, yeah, really how a huge transformation in terms of brand values, most valuable brands from the year 2000 to the year 2020. Can you all see it? You can all see?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, enjoy the video. As you can see, this is in the year 2000. Huh? Number 1, Coca-Cola. We cannot see Apple, we cannot see Google, we cannot see Amazon, okay? We cannot see Facebook until 2006, 7. Nokia is still there. Can you see Nokia?
Yes.
2008, huh? That's what I'm talking about, the heritage, ya Muaz. It has heritage, Nokia. They cannot just throw it in the bin.
Yeah, but it's decreasing as we can see as well.
Yeah, but until 2010, it's still at least there. You know, to be from top 10 brands, it's not something easy. Even top 100 brands, not something easy. Look, suddenly, who is taking the elevator?
Google.
Apple and Google, look. They took the elevator. And now Amazon is coming also, huh? Amazon also is taking the elevator. And Facebook is coming on the way. Look at Facebook. Apple خلاص. Apple is double digits. Look at it. Look at Apple. Okay. Let me stop here. What do you think? Sorry. What do you think?
Nokia was good.
It's crazy, huh? See the change that happened in 20 years. What happened?
Yeah, within 6 years, Amazon jumped very huge.
And if we have a look now, yes, يعني طبعا Amazon, especially with the Corona, كمان doubles يعني. You can't imagine the shopping online and the state change in shopping culture that happened because of the Corona these last 2 years. يعني, because since the Corona came, it's a huge thing. يعني, it's not something easy. You know, it's not something easy. يعني, to be able to يعني, to deal with it. But as you can see, the world has changed, becoming more high tech, right? More technology oriented. One observation is that the automobile brands are going a little down, but the fantastic comeback for Toyota. And Toyota wasn't there originally like that, but it has really come back, and also being with Mercedes-Benz and being with BMW. Once, but look at the figure for Apple. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's double Google.
It's double Google. It's two. It's number one by far. You know now why you want iPhone? Why when the iPhone comes in the store, everybody's standing in line to get it. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's searching. Everybody's looking. You know why they're always increasing their prices? Because you will still buy them. It's brand loyalty. It's total loyalty and love and emotion. It's not something tangible. It's a psychological lock that happened with this brand, with most consumers, right? You feel like you're trapped. You're trapped psychologically with this brand. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Coca-Cola and McDonald's remain the only two food products that still are that have been in the at least 10 top 20 global brands in the world for the past 50 years. And you know, Coca-Cola and McDonald's, they are married, by the way. You will never go to McDonald's unless you find Coca-Cola. Nowadays, remind me to show it to you next time, they are running a campaign together. Both brands are in the same ad. That's how strong both are. Very strong brand equity. When you are strong and you come with someone strong, you become stronger. Definitely. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and the class. والله I would love ان احنا we go back to normal soon, and inshallah when we go back to normal we will enjoy